Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Son of the Morning Comics channel. And today we're going to be reviewing Bang number 2 from Dark Horse Comics. I absolutely loved Bang number 1. Very much was looking forward to reading Bang number 2 here. Of course, this book is written by Matt Kind, with Alfredo Torres, Neong Kim, and Nate Picos. So, in the first issue of Bang, we met a secret agent named Cord. Now, what we found out throughout the course of that book was that Cord is possibly a clone. He has stayed the same age for many years. He's fought in, like, World War II, the Cold War, the Vietnam War. I don't know if those are actually accurate, but he's fought in many wars and all that sort of stuff. Now, this issue doesn't focus on Cord. We have a different protagonist to start this issue, so let's get into it. So, basically, this is our new guy here. He doesn't wear shoes. They don't make a sound, so he likes that. Now, so here we are. He's sitting on a train. His name is John Shaw. People are looking around. They recognize him. They see that, asking him, are you that John Shaw? That same John Shaw that from a couple of years ago? And he remarks that, in fact, yes, he was. And the other people that don't know the story sort of start to ask what makes this John Shaw so special. And they tell the story about how he was on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship was attacked by members of the Gold Maze, which is the bad guy group in this story. They tend to be dressed in white and look like that. Now, one of the advantages that John Shaw had is that at some point in time, and he's not even sure where it came from, he started receiving packages from an unknown source. They were inhalers, as you can see here. 3 different kinds of inhalers. One that gave him heightened senses, one super intelligence, and one with extra strength, or as he says previously, the strength of 100 men. So the Gold Maze people are terrorizing the boat. They're pretty much killing everybody, and obviously he's not gonna have any of this. He wants to be the hero in the situation. So he takes his inhalers and starts beating the crap out of these Gold Maze guys. One of them remarks that he's taking them out unarmed, that he's like Bruce Lee, Charles Bronson, and Chuck Norris all rolled into one. His whole body is a lethal weapon. Very cool stuff. So he continues to work his way through the boat, having no problem just running through all of these people, leaving everybody in a bloody heap. He saved the cruise ship. He laments that unfortunately not everybody survived, that many were executed. So he was upset about that, so he doesn't view himself as a hero because of that. And so one of the guys on the trains asks him about these inhalers, and he says, so some mystery benefactor sends you the inhalers that give you enhanced abilities, super strength, super intelligence, or super perception. And his response is close enough. John says it's close enough. At which point, trouble's a brewing. And he's on bare feet, so he can feel something coming. And it is, of course, more Gold Maze agents that are coming to kill. But as you can see, he's got his little inhaler pack there, so he is more than ready to take on this task here. Which he does with some very brutal beatings that he puts on these guys. Of course, we understand he deserves it. And then, now we don't know that this is the leader of Gold Maze, but he is definitely the leader of this cell. He's got a very Dr. Evil thing going. He's got not so much a Dr. Evil thing, more almost like a cross between Dr. Evil and Goldmember. But basically, what I'm getting at is that he is very much a James Bond type villain, and our protagonist in both this and issue 1s are very much James Bond type characters. So I think that's really cool. So we flip the page here again, and a mysterious FedEx lady shows up and delivers him another package. This time it comes with a note. It says, "We saw what you accomplished on the cruise ship New Year's Eve. Excellent work despite the casualties. Keep it up. As long as you fight the good fight, we will keep supplying you." So he obviously has a benefactor that knows what he's capable of, and is going to do those things. So anyway, back on the train, he has taken these inhalers, and now he's using his super strength to climb aboard the train. And you can sort of see the intelligence inhaler in action here, as he's able to see the schematics of the train. He's able to assess that they've planted a dirty bomb on the train, and that they're gonna blow it up in Los Angeles to maximize the amount of casualties. So he does eventually get caught here, but of course this is John Shaw, the man of many inhalers, and he takes them out rather easily. And that's when we meet our Dr. Goldmember, and he even talks like Goldmember, which is kind of funny. He asks him to take off the belt. He says John says not a problem, and he remarks, "You got me, Gold Maze." And then here he says that Gold Maze isn't a person, it's an idea, and you can't stop it. It very similar to a sort of Spectre situation in James Bond. And of course, what does he do? He blows his head off. Good job. He deserved it. Now this is where things get kind of cool. He has stopped the train. He has averted disaster. The police are congratulating him, at which point he's picked up and by a strange guy, and who asks him what he knows about the Gold Maze goon, and he tells Shaw to relax, which might be a little difficult under the circumstances, but he introduces himself as Thomas Cord. We know Thomas Cord from the first issue of this series. Very cool character. Now we have two very cool characters that could potentially be working together. And we also know from the previous issue that even Thomas Cord's exploits are all the result of books that have been written that are coming true, at which point he shows John Shaw The One-Way Ticket, a John Shaw adventure novel based on true events. Now this just happened minutes ago, but the book was written 2 years ago. So there's definitely some mystery and intrigue involved in this story. Absolutely fantastic issue. I really, really, really like the art. I like this on the back here where it's just showing the different things that the inhalers do. I apologize for the sun streak coming across. What can you do? It's the daytime. But loving Bang number 1 and number 2. Can't wait to read number 3. This is definitely one to pick up. I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're a James Bond fan. Now, I'm not going to pretend like I've read the current James Bond series that are out there, but I have read a lot about it. I've heard a lot about it, and apparently they're just terrible. So if you're into that genre, if you like James Bond, if you're upset with what you're getting from James Bond comics these days, get Bang by Matt Kindt from Dark Horse Comics. You won't be sorry. It will fill that void for you. Great book. At any rate, thanks for joining me here today on the Son of the Morning channel. If you're liking this content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me over on the Twitters at sonofthemorning7, leave a comment, be nice to each other, make fun of me if you have to, and have yourself a wonderful day.